And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying,
Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, The appointed times of Yahweh, which you are to proclaim as Kadesh gatherings, my appointed times are these. 6 days work is done, but on the 7th day is a Shabbat of rest, a Kadesh gathering. You do no work. It is a Shabbat to Yahweh in all your dwellings. These are the appointed times of Yahweh, Kadesh gatherings, which you are to proclaim at their appointed times.
In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, between the evenings, is the Pesach to Yahweh.
And on the 15th day of this month is the festival of Matzot to Yahweh. 7 days you eat unleavened bread. On the first day you have a Kadesh gathering. You do no servile work, and you shall bring an offering made by fire to Yahweh for 7 days. On the 7th day is a Kadesh gathering. You do no servile work.
And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying,
Speak to the children of Israel, and you shall say to them, When you come into the land which I give you, and shall reap its harvest, then you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest to the Cohen, and he shall wave the sheaf before Yahweh for your acceptance. On the morrow after the Shabbat, the Cohen waves it, and on that day when you wave the sheaf, you shall prepare a male lamb 1 year old, a perfect one, as a burnt offering to Yahweh. And its grain offerings, 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil, an offering made by fire to Yahweh, a sweet fragrance, and its drink offering, 1/4 of a hin of wine. And you do not eat bread, or roasted grain, or fresh grain. The same day you have brought an offering to your Elohim, a law forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. And from the morrow after the Shabbat, from the day that you brought the sheaf of the wave offering, you shall count for yourselves 7 completed Shavuot. Until the morrow after the 7th Shabbat, you count 50 days, then you shall bring a new grain offering to Yahweh. Bring from your dwellings for a wave offering 2 of bread, of 2/10 parts of fine flour. They are baked with leaven, first fruits to Yahweh. And besides the bread, you shall bring 7 lambs 1 year old, perfect ones, and 1 young bull and 2 rams. They are a burnt offering to Yahweh, with their grain offering and their drink offering, an offering made by fire for a sweet fragrance to Yahweh. And you shall offer 1 male goat as a sin offering, and 2 male lambs 1 year old as a peace offering. And the Cohen shall wave them, besides the bread of the first fruits, as a wave offering before Yahweh, besides the 2 lambs. They are Kadesh to Yahweh for the Cohen. And on this same day you shall proclaim a Kadesh gathering for yourselves. You do no servile work on it, a law forever in all your dwellings, throughout your generations. And when you reap the harvest of your land, do not completely reap the corners of your field when you reap, and do not gather any gleanings from your harvest. Leave them for the poor and for the strangers. I am Yahweh your Elohim.
And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying,
Speak to the children of Israel, saying, On the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you have a rest, a remembrance of blowing of trumpets, a Kadesh gathering. You do no servile work, and you shall bring an offering made by fire to Yahweh.
And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying,
On the 10th day of this 7th month is Yom HaKippurim. It shall be a Kadesh gathering for you, and you shall afflict your beings, and shall bring an offering made by fire to Yahweh. And you do no work on that same day, for it is Yom Kippurim, to make atonement for you before Yahweh your Elohim. For any being who is not afflicted on that same day, he shall be cut off from his people. And any being who does any work on that same day, that being I shall destroy from the midst of his people. You do no work, a law forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings. It is a Shabbat of rest to you, and you shall afflict your beings on the 9th day of the month at evening, from evening to evening. You observe your Shabbat.
And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying,
Speak to the children of Israel, saying, On the 15th day of the 7th month is the festival of Sukkot for 7 days to Yahweh. On the first day is a Kadesh gathering. You do no servile work. For 7 days you shall bring an offering made by fire to Yahweh. On the 8th day there shall be a Kadesh gathering for you, and you shall bring an offering made by fire to Yahweh. It is a closing festival. You do no Sabbath work. These are the appointed times of Yahweh, which you proclaim as Kadesh gatherings, to bring an offering made by fire to Yahweh, a burnt offering, and a grain offering, a slaughtering, and a drink offerings, as commanded for every day, besides the Shabbat of Yahweh, and besides your gifts, and besides all your vows, and besides all your voluntary offerings, which you give to Yahweh. On the 15th day of the 7th month, when you gather in the fruit of the land, celebrate the festival to Yahweh for 7 days. On the 1st day is a rest, and on the 8th day is a rest. And you shall take for yourselves on the 1st day the fruit of the good trees, branches of palm trees, twigs of leafy trees, and willows of the stream, and shall rejoice before Yahweh your Elohim for 7 days. And you shall celebrate it as a festival to Yahweh for 7 days in the year, a law forever in your generations. Celebrate it in the 7th month. Dwell in booths for 7 days. All who are native Israelites dwell in booths, so that your generations know that I made the children of Israel dwell in booths when I brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim. I am Yahweh your Elohim.
Thus did Moshe speak of the appointed times of Yahweh to the children of Israel.